What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN's Top 25 PS3 Games List 2012 edition. I'm Greg Miller.
And I'm the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty. If you notice the conspicuous absence of games like Gran Turismo 5 or Metal Gear Solid 4 on this list, it's because Greg and I would never recommend them to you.
That's right, Colin. We're IGN's PlayStation team, and we're taking ownership of this list. These are the top 25 games we'd recommend to any PlayStation 3 gamer. What are your top 25 games? Let us know in the comments below, but for right now, enjoy the video.
Spec Ops' contrived name doesn't do the game any justice. Behind its bro shooter title is a deep third-person shooter with awesome mechanics and a unique, riveting story. We're drowning in shooters these days, and it takes something special to set one fictional military endeavor apart from another. Spec Ops: The Line does this wonderfully. Whether on PS2, PSP, or PS3, Ratchet & Clank continues to rivet gamers with its quirky style, hilarious dialogue, and lovable characters. There's deep gameplay to be found too, which is where A Crack in Time happens to shine. The best Ratchet game of the entire generation is both a love letter to fans of the series and an ode to some of the new things it's capable of.
Why do we love Dead Space 2? Because it presents Isaac Clarke as one of the most human characters video games have ever seen. After barely surviving the original Dead Space, we find Isaac mentally broken from what he lived through. And as it starts to happen again, we get lost in his head with his dead girlfriend. Then we get to shoot the shit out of necromorphs in a truly beautiful game. VALKYRIA Chronicles might be a difficult game to explain. It's part strategy RPG, part third-person shooter, part anime, part watercolor painting. But it's easy to tell you why it made our list. It is a blast to play. As civil war sweeps the countryside, we're cast as a motley crew of teens set to protect their homeland. Toss in some deep strategy gameplay, and you can see why VALKYRIA Chronicles is still a must-play. As a comic nerd, there's a lot to love about Infamous. Cole McGrath is an average bike messenger one moment, and then an electricity-wielding superhero the next. As players, it's up to us to take those extraordinary abilities and decide if we want to save or rule Empire City. Yeah, that's awesome, and that's why it's on the list.
In the crowded open-world genre, Saints Row the Third manages to outshine a vast majority of its competition with its slick gameplay and ability to never take itself seriously. And I mean never. Insanely deep and with plenty to do within, Saints Row the Third will go down as one of this generation's most enjoyable romps. Developer Platinum Games has largely floated under the radar, even though it happens to release some pretty great games. The cream of the Platinum crop is the over-the-top third-person shooter Vanquish. Replete with tight gameplay and an amazing aesthetic, Vanquish manages to rivet gamers because it's just so damn fun. If you're looking for a unique game, look no further than the puzzle game meets dating simulator Catherine. It's rare that developers are able to deliver something you've never seen before, but you've literally never played anything like Catherine. Its charming cast moves around an interesting nightmare-riddled story, and Catherine dares you to make decisions that speak volumes about your character, both in the game and outside of it.
The phrase, "would you kindly" will never be the same. That's the power of BIOSHOCK. A first-person shooter, BIOSHOCK literally dropped us from the sky into the murky depths of an underwater city known as Rapture. What we found were superpowers, twisted inhabitants, and loot for days. All this was wrapped in a story so good and so intriguing that games have been chasing it ever since.
The very first Uncharted game is nearing its 5th anniversary, and even though it's since been lapped by its two successors, it's still one of the best games on PlayStation 3. Nathan Drake has quickly risen to the top of the ranks of PlayStation mascots, and there's a reason for that. His games are amazing, and his character incredibly charming and likable. For serious context alone, Drake's Fortune is a game every PS3 gamer should play.
Visual porn. That's all you need to know about God of War 3. I mean, you need to know the action is satisfying, sharp, and a blast to play, but the graphics in God of War 3 are what speak the loudest. From disemboweling your enemies to the scope of battling a titan in a lava cave, God of War 3 is freaking beautiful, and luckily a treat to play.
Other sandbox games have been coming out in recent years that challenge GTA 4, but it remains the quintessential title of its kind, daring to do so many things its contemporaries can't and won't. Its cast of characters and awesome setting are surpassed only by how many things players can do and see in Liberty City, including playing online. Grand Theft Auto 4 continues to, and always will be, one of the hallmark games of this generation.
Media Molecule turned heads with the original LittleBigPlanet by giving gamers the ability to create levels and share them with the world. With LittleBigPlanet 2, the developer upped the ante and gave players the ability to make their own games and share them with the world. The result is a staple of most PS3 libraries, an endless supply of platforming, racing, and whatever else people have put into the millions of levels out there today. We didn't know what to expect when Batman Arkham Asylum landed in the IGN office, but pretty quickly we realized we were dealing with something special. Mark Hamill's Joker, Kevin Conroy's Batman, and a combat engine that made us believe a guy in a rubber suit could whip 30 inmates' asses. Arkham Asylum not only proved comic games didn't have to suck, It proved they could be among the generation's best titles.
A fitting end to one of the greatest trilogies in gaming history, Mass Effect 3 wraps up the story of Commander Shepard by upping the ante and exponentially increasing the consequences of the Reaper threat. Apart from wrapping the trilogy up, Mass Effect 3 also stands out for its incredibly fun multiplayer mode, which raised healthy skepticism in the industry only to blow everyone away once they actually played it. The tale of John Marston is easily one of the most fascinating stories ever told in gaming, and Rockstar's bold attempt to take its GTA formula to the Old West is a great example of succeeding by doing something different. With a lush world inviting you to explore it, plenty to do in that world, and awesome characters to meet along the way, Red Dead Redemption is a stellar game for every PS3 owner. The Resistance franchise holds a place with PlayStation 3 gamers because the first title, Fall of Man, set the system moving forward at launch. Years later, Resistance 3 came to the series and blew players away with its high production values, downtrodden and dark setting, and stellar character development. It also happens to play extraordinarily well. Resistance 3 is the best PS3 exclusive shooter, and we hope to see more from the series.
How do you top the best comic book game of all time? If you're developer Rocksteady, you take everything fans loved about Arkham Asylum, shove it into an open mini-world, and then add some fascinating new villains. Batman Arkham City made us the Dark Knight, and that's all we've ever wanted.
The original Infamous was awesome, making it so extraordinary that its sequel managed to top it. The superpower-endowed Cole McGrath returns in a sequel set in New Marais, a city designed around New Orleans. It's entirely open for you to explore, complete with the parkour and mechanical excellence the series is now known for. But Infamous 2 truly stands out because of the skills you use and the powers you harness for good or for bad.
From the first demo we saw, we knew Heavy Rain had the chance at being something special, and developer Quantic Dream didn't disappoint. Playing as 4 different characters, we were out to find the Origami Killer. But through motion-based gameplay and a story that evolved even if we failed, we got so much more. We got a definitive PS3 experience. Initially, people were worried about Portal 2. What made the original game so good was its humor and clever concept, but that title was super short. Could Portal 2 keep it up for a full-fledged Blu-ray disc? Yes, it could. Portal 2 packed ingenious puzzles, a slick co-op mode, Steam integration on the PS3, and all the classic humor we wanted. It's a must-play.
Sure, there are plenty of open-world games out there, but Fallout 3 epitomizes the term. The Capital Wasteland is huge, and you simply can't see and do everything in the game if you're not willing to give it 100 hours or more. Combining shooting and melee mechanics with a heavy RPG slant, Fallout 3 is a great example of how an ambitious design plan can lead to one of the most immersive, fantastic, and critically acclaimed games of all time. Mass Effect 2 and 3 are pretty much equal in terms of quality, but Mass Effect 2 was such a paradigm shift that we've decided to place it ahead of its successor. The original Mass Effect never came to PS3, but Mass Effect 2 did, and it heavily refined the original's formula and combat to make it even more streamlined and more fun to play. A slew of new characters were also introduced, helping to further Mass Effect's dark and dire story.
After a striking PS3 debut, the bar was set high for Naughty Dog's Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. Somehow, the developers cleared it with ease and set a new standard for excellence in video games. The drama between Chloe, Nate, and Elena, the snow effects, the crazy platforming. Uncharted 2 was a summer blockbuster wrapped in a Blu-ray disc. I said it in my review and I'll say it again. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception is the reason I play video games. And now, it's the #1 game on the PS3. Breathtaking visuals, a gargantuan scope, a touching bromance. Uncharted 3 had it all and kept us gaming until we got to its striking credits. Oh, and then there was that huge multiplayer suite that's still getting updates and DLC to this day. And that's IGN's 2012 list of the top 25 PS3 games. What do you think? Share this video with your friends, and then leave your top 25 lists in the comments below.